Hi everyone. I just want to talk to you about pandemic and the kind of a history of everything that pandemics do. Not everything, but per se, a lot of for example, the Roman Empire has been almost. It was technically the pandemic helped kind of chip or put a crack into its dominance on the world. um, Pandemics, Spanish flu, all this have had major disastrous consequences on human life, economy, property, everything imaginable that uh, can occurs under pandemic. But I want to talk to you how this pandemic, I believe, is going to play out in terms of political and globalization. Globalization, I think, is going to suffer because of all the disparity, because the poor people have died, a lot of them have died, and the economic things now getting jobs, all that economy is suffering. So ultimately, the poor and maybe the middle class is going to suffer the most, or it's suffering already. But on a larger political scale, I would like to say that um, during the Bush administration, and I'm talking about Bush Senior, we had New World Order, um, and next from like 1990s to up until to this pandemic, we had a New World Order. However, I believe that is changing, and that has been changed. I think next 20 to 30 years is going to be New World Disorder, partly because we have so many rogue countries and so much fighting between major power players on the world stage, which is United States, China, even Russia. But this is becoming more and more clear that opposition between how this pandemic has played out, between pointing fingers that Americans are responsible and then Chinese are responsible and all that is going to really play a major part in creating new world disorder, or I would probably call it a madness, because the countries are really, um, how do I say, it's it's really struggling with everything, and um, uh, um, Americans are really being hit. The Chinese too, and then the issue with current event with Hong Kong and Chinese presence in Hong Kong, um, that also creates big tensions for England and for United States. So the kind of the pandemic has set the stage for many different events that can create world disorder, and I'm not saying per se a war, but rather a changing of and a dynamics that are going to change the way politics and the way United States plays a part in on the world stage. Um, so I believe that this new disorder in terms of this idea of globalization and these powerful countries that want to control a lot of resources and um, show their power and exercise their power on an international stage is just slowly contributing to this political upheaval that is going to either, I hope it does not escalate to the proportions of World War III, but I don't think it will, and it's going to take years. If it does, it might take 20, 30 years. But yet, the pandemic has changed many stuff, and I'm not talking about only politics and globalization, but I'm talking about e-learning. You're talking about in school, education, how much more internet can be useful and impactful on a society. And we're hoping that doctors were able to make new discoveries and help in terms of advance health and health of the people, and make the treatments better than what they were supposed to be. Um, so, but that's all for right now on the pandemic and its impacts. I might talk about it a little more, but that's all for right now. All right, stay safe.